Hey there, meteorologist Ryan Weekman in the WTOL 11 Weather Center. I'm going to be joined momentarily by meteorologist Kaylee Bowers as well. Wanted to give you an update here as we are approaching what is a very busy and active winter weather pattern, something we haven't seen this entire season so far. We've got two major winter storms ahead for us here. One that arrives Wednesday night into Thursday morning. A second one that we're watching over the weekend. Both of them have the potential to bring us some snowfall accumulations. The one earlier in the week is going to mix with some ice as well. Certainly a lot that we're tracking here in the WTOL 11 Weather Center. Thought we'd bring you this special video update so that you can always be prepared here. Looking at radar, we're recording this video here right around the noon hour on our Tuesday, and we're expecting things to change quite dramatically over the next 24 hours. And when I say the weather pattern's active and busy, you know, we as meteorologists look at this not just from what's happening over our heads or what's coming directly overhead for us, but we have to look at the weather around us as well. Boy, what a mess of a system here along the Ohio River through Virginia and then all the way into Washington, D.C. Parts of the East Coast going to get hammered with some heavy snow for this Tuesday. This was a near miss for us. I was talking earlier this morning. I said, could you imagine? We already have this winter storm ahead for Wednesday into Thursday. Another one potentially over the weekend. What if we'd been hit by this one as well? Boy, that would have made for one of the most fantastic weather weeks for snow lovers in recent history. In fact, you want to look back at the history books? It's been several years since we've had a winter storm that's produced more than 3 inches of snow. We'll see if that happens. It's still very much to be determined, but the next one certainly does have the potential to bring that snowy, icy mixture back into the forecast. Where is it located right now? Four Corners region. You might be looking at the stuff behind me on the East Coast saying, that's coming our way. No. That one's going to go off the East Coast. This is the system we're watching in the Four Corners area here, and it's going to bring an area of low pressure coming out of the Rockies. Now, there's a meteorological term we call for these type of systems. There's basically two low pressure tracks that give us significant chances for snow and ice. One is called a panhandle hooker, and the reason it's called that is it comes out of the panhandle region of Oklahoma and Texas out of the Rocky Mountains. The other one is called a Colorado low. That one is just a little bit further north, has a little flatter trajectory. The one that we're looking at for Wednesday into Thursday will be a panhandle hooker. The reason it has the hook name on it, you can see the shape that this makes as it moves into the Mississippi River Valley and then moves up our way. Now, these are also heartburn forecasts for us as meteorologists. The reason why, well, these storms can produce some of the most fantastic winter weather, if you love that sort of thing, because it picks up moisture off of the Gulf. But you have to be in the exact right location if you're looking for snow. This system is either going to take a trajectory east of the Appalachian Mountains, and then it's a complete miss for Northwest Ohio, or this is going to come up through Ohio. Careful, if it gets too close, you're going to switch over to rain because this system is going to draw some warm air north with it. So you got to be in that absolute thread the needle perfect location. And we're going to be sitting precariously close to that over the next couple of days. So here it is, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, system number one. And then this weekend, this is more of a Colorado low. This is going to be more of a flat trajectory coming out of the Rockies. That's going to give us a chance for more snow over a longer period of time. The trend the last 12 to 24 hours, what we've been analyzing overnight and into this first part of Tuesday, looking about 24 to 36 hours ahead of this system, is it's trending a little bit colder here. That increases the likelihood of snow and ice, decreases the area that's likely to see rain. Now, I don't want you to look at this forecast and think, oh, so we're getting all snow. The ice is going to factor into it, it looks like here. Let's break down the timeline, okay? When do I think this is going to start? 3 to 8 p.m. for us here Wednesday night. That's where the snow bursts likely starts. Now, it may mix with ice pellets or freezing rain as well. I expect roads are going to turn messy very quickly for Wednesday evening. Speaking of Wednesday evening, how about we talk about that into Thursday morning? An icy mixture south. If you go far enough south, I'm talking down towards Upper Sandusky and Tiffin. You guys probably switch over at some point to plain old rain and 33, 34 degrees and rain. Snow hangs on to the north and west of Toledo. Thursday morning, you better believe delays are a very real possibility with this type of winter system. That's enough talking. Let's do some showing here, shall we? How about our hour-by-hour forecast? Here, I'm going to put it into motion. I love this tool. No, is it always 1,000% correct? No, but we have the ability to shift and move this just a little bit to exactly what we want to show you for how we think this storm is going to play out. So you're using an exact tool that we have here in the WTOL 11 Weather Center. Let's put it into motion. Here's 3 p.m., a northeast breeze. Now, you might look at this right now and say, woo, it's Tuesday afternoon and evening or Wednesday morning. Nothing's happening. Who cares about it? Well, as meteorologists, we care about it because a northeast wind does 2 things. Number 1, it's a drying wind. That's going to delay the onset of that ice or snow just a little bit, so that factors into our timing. More importantly, number 2, it's feeding cold air at the low levels. So when we look at this system 3-dimensionally, there might be some warm air that sneaks in higher up into the sky, and that's why we're calling for ice to develop. Those snowflakes that grow those arms, well, those arms, when they go through a little warm layer, they melt, right? So it turns into a little bit of a raindrop, gets back into cold air and freezes immediately. That's why you get ice pellets or little snowflakes that don't have the arms to it. That's exactly the reason why. So when we have cold air near the surface, it gives us confidence that we're not looking at plain old rain. We're going to be talking about ice in the forecast, okay? That's kind of inside the meteorologist's brain. Here we are, 6 a.m., continue to show you not much happening. By noon into the afternoon, there's that snow burst by 3 to 5 p.m. You see this purple shade here? Those are those ice pellets that are happening where those snowflake arms get melted down and then refreeze. Where you're seeing the pink on the map here, that's freezing rain. And what that tells us is that area above freezing temperatures higher in the atmosphere, it's much deeper. So the snowflake melts. It doesn't have time to refreeze before it smacks into the ground, but the ground temperature is below freezing. So it makes a coating of ice across a lot of surfaces. So this is the stuff that really gets tricky. Sleet, not so much. It's icy, it's annoying, but it's really not that bad. And of course, we all know about snowfall for us. Overnight, there's that line that sets up. And where this rain, ice, snow line wavers, obviously going to have some big impacts on what we see. By the time we're waking up Thursday morning, it's over with. This system is already going to be into Ontario. We will be left to clean up what falls for us. Here's how I can break it down for you. For as far as driving conditions are concerned by the Wednesday evening commute, you better start using your driving smarts. If you're going to be out overnight, very slick ice and snow covered roads. Level impact will give this a 4 out of 5. No, it's not going to be a repeat of the blizzard of 78 or some of the biggest snowstorms you've ever seen. We're not trying to tell you it's going to be that, but it is going to really slow things down for anywhere that you need to go. Here's the best way I can break it down in the forecast. 6 inches or more possible north and west of Toledo. Then you get into that tricky transition zone, right, where a few miles makes a big difference. How about a glaze of ice up to 4 inches of snow here in Toledo? Now, if you're looking at that saying, so Toledo's getting 4 inches of snow, stop, boop, 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 do a little rewind here. Up to 4 inches of snow, okay? I know we always like to gravitate towards the biggest number on there. This very well in some places could be 2 to 3 inches of snow with an icy glaze. All depends on that temperature profile higher in the atmosphere we were talking about. Generally, you get less snow the further southeast you go, but again, ice still going to be very likely places like BG, Findlay, Fremont, Sandusky, down towards Tiffin, and then that icy glaze switching over to plain old rain the further south and east that you go from there. Big time snow off to the north and east. Hey there, meteorologist Kaylee Bowers joining us here from the WTOL 11 Weather Center. You've been very patient while I've been geeking out here, Kaylee, having a little bit of fun.
Yeah, nothing new when it comes to, us geeking out about the weather, Ryan, but we're talking multiple chances for some rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain, and some icy conditions. Well, Ryan just talked about for Wednesday and Thursday, that's just round one. But let me show you what's going on for these next few days because things are likely drying out for the end of the week. We're seeing at least a little bit of some sunshine by Friday. Temperatures are still fairly cool. And speaking of Friday, it's Friday, but also big day for those who might be celebrating. It is Valentine's Day. If you have Valentine's Day plans in the morning, afternoon, evening, you will be fine. However, still dealing with the impacts from that first system from Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So slippery roads, sidewalks could be possible. Some sweet sunshine though, and temperatures, yeah, it's going to be cold, but let's look at this hour by hour. We saw that first system that Ryan just showcased. Let's look ahead into the rest of the week, into the weekend. So here's 3 p.m. on Friday. You are fine. We have issued that second alert day for all of Saturday, but also into Sunday as we're still tracking again snow, sleet, freezing rain, and also some rain showers. And like Ryan mentioned, this is also the Colorado low as well, I believe, because we're seeing some very interesting conditions with this system, but be prepared. I know a lot of people, again, have Valentine's plans. They have long weekends for the kids, for schools. Parents, teachers, kids, superintendents, listen up. You could see impacts still heading on into the weekend. Might not impact those as much because school will already be closed for the weekend, but still just a heads up. So as far as your weekend forecast goes, we are still seeing some of that wintry weather for Saturday and also into Sunday. Temperatures still remain just downright frigid below that freezing point. So anything that we see from that Wednesday, Thursday system, it'll melt a little bit from that sunshine on Friday. However, it won't melt completely because notice the weekend, still another round of that wintry weather, but also that cold. We're seeing temperatures, and we'll have Ryan talk about this in just a moment. We're seeing temperatures pretty much for the next 10 days at, if not below that freezing point. Saturday, that's 32 degrees, right at that freezing point. Sunday, below freezing in those mid-20s. And looking at your extended forecast, I'll talk about the first half, but Ryan, I know we're kind of excited about next week for a different reason, but there are those alert days Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Ryan gave you the timing on those. It's going to be kicking off right around the kids get off the bus stop, your evening commute on Wednesday into Thursday morning. Friday, no alert day, but still dealing with those impacts from that first system. Another system will be arriving heading on into Saturday. And again, a decent amount of snow, ice, freezing rain, all of that is possible. That'll impact Sunday. So any church plans, gym classes, morning errands, may want to do that a different day or even on Friday if you can. But Ryan, as far as the set of the first half of next week, we're seeing some interesting temperature wise.
Yeah, we certainly are for us here. Bundle up. I think I heard you talking about how cold things were looking for us once we get to President's Day. Look at that high temperature, only about 19 degrees for us there. Fantastic job, Kaylee, there breaking down what is a very complicated weather pattern for us here. Things do stay very chilly for us next week, maybe additional chances for some snowfall or some rain snow mixes next week. This weather pattern isn't going anywhere. So this is our way and our promise of delivering to you here from the WTOL 11 Weather Center. We've got two major winter storms, one here Wednesday night into Thursday, second one from Saturday into Sunday. And this one here, if we watch that rain snow line here, does have the potential to bring some heavy snow to the area if that low pressure stays far enough south. So what we have to watch for this one is we got to get through the first system first. See where this one tracks on the back side of it here, because that's essentially laying the railroad tracks for this train to come on later on this weekend. So we have to watch as these two will play off of each other in our 10-day forecast. You can absolutely promise that we will be here for you, including meteorologist Kaylee Bowers. Got some more information here for us here if you want to break down what are we looking at here, Kaylee?
Yeah, Ryan, we're just breaking down, showing you again. You can talk more through this if you want to, just the hour-by-hour system, kind of combining not only today's system, but also the next two systems as well, too.
All right, let's play this out. Let's see what we got. So this is the near miss for today's storm, correct?
Yes, that's right.
All right, so this is the storm that comes by today. Goodbye. Would have been nice to see you. Sorry, see you later. Here comes that panhandle hooker low we were talking about. It gets precariously close for us here. That rain snow line. I have a suspicion that we're going to see plenty of ice out of this system for the Wednesday into Thursday, and then goodbye to that system. You said that Friday looked dry and clear for us, and then here we go advancing all the way through to that next system. Notice how that snow comes more out of the direct west out of this system. That's that Colorado low. And if this storm does stay closer towards the Ohio River like it looks like right now, that would be a snow that would certainly be grabbing some headlines. We issued the alert day for you for today, or excuse me, for Wednesday into Thursday about a week ago. We issued the one for the weekend here about a week in advance as well. So our hour-by-hour forecast here, maybe a little aggressive on the snowfall accumulation map. I would adjust these maybe just a little bit back to the north and west. I have a sneaky suspicion we're going to get one of those warm layers in here that's going to create more of those ice pellets than maybe what our computer-generated forecast is saying here, but still gives you a very good idea of what to expect here. And ice accumulations, let's take a gander at this one here. It's going to obviously show you more off to the south and to the east. You get up to over 1/10 of an inch of ice. Yeah, that is not fun. You absolutely don't want that. If we saw these numbers getting up to about 1/4 of an inch, then we'd start talking about trees and power lines, that sort of thing. Let's hope we keep those numbers certainly below that. And right now it does look like those numbers would be below that. So for today, our Tuesday, cloudy and cool. There you see snowy conditions for us and wintry mix Wednesday afternoon and evening. And then that weekend system to watch as well. Trust us again here in the WTOL 11 Weather Center. We'll keep you updated ahead of anything that's around the corner with our alert days. Get that WTOL 11 Weather app. And thanks for joining us here on WTOL Streaming Plus. Have a great week ahead and stay safe out there on the roads.